Today, Monday, the 25th of May, 2020. We want to learn a table. An important issue we don't make rounds on social media from yesterday to today. We get with brothers and sisters then. We come out from Kuwait. We'll be there now on Thursday. We know how the amnesty come up. Say, now from here we'll be here easy, and then I road, they go to the airport and what's not. But however, then begin to make headlines where they reach Salon, where we get for land say, then test positive yesterday. And by the end of the day, from their own side, until we say, then test negative, now I make them make lead left Kuwait for go Sierra Leone. However, we go come to that one day, make we can hear from all the sides them, and let make up of exactly what we think say happen now. But the status update where I go give, I want to give from yesterday. I really want to start from yesterday. Make a start from yesterday, then I go give today on. Since you know say yesterday will not been there. And yesterday this headline be make. Yesterday, 11 a.m., we be land say 86 people them. Now them be test positive na Sierra Leone. 86 people them, now them be test positive. That was 11 a.m. updates. 11 a.m. now be 86 people them. And this now the breakdown where them be given. Until we say out of them 86 people here, 19 now from Western area urban. 5 from Western area rural. Then Tonkolili then get 1. Kono get 1. Cambia get 1. We know say Cambia no be there inside this COVID-19 premiere. So yesterday night they make their own entrance. They make the entrance with 1. Yesterday Bo be get 6. The numbers again. Bo 6. Cambia 1. When are the index case? Kono 1. Tonkolili 1. Western area rural 5. Western area urban 19. However, from the one that we come out to Kuwait, then tell we say 53. 53 being positive. This now how them be tell we yesterday. As the 11 o'clock updates the end, where we all, because we all can join them, where we all switch off, right back, just like 2 minutes, then come on again. Then come on again, for make we know say, then get a new status update. And until we say the new status update, 14 be pending. 14 be pending, that's what we were told. And the 14 come in and make them 100 positive case. I don't know if I forget. Because on Friday, then we get pending and then tell we. On Friday, 15 pending be day. Then be tell we. However, yesterday on, maybe then forget or maybe not. We are not told that 14 be day pending. Maybe somebody else hear, but me, I know hear. Unless if you hear them. But they not be tell we. However, then we come up again for make we understand say 14 be day pending and that 14 they don't come in and make them to 100. We carry the one that we come out Kuwait to 67. Out of 85, They say 67 test positive. And you don't hear where I get the breakdown by district. So yesterday, the one make we know say na 270 tests na then conduct. 270 tests for yesterday, Sunday, the 24th. Now they give because now they all this saga start. Then tell say 270 tests, and we already know now, say 100 test positive out of that 270 day. Make a count to today on, because I know that one then I look very much for make we deal with. Make a count to today on. Today on. Then tell we say we get 14 new cases. 14 new cases. Okay? Out of the 14, if we want for break and down by district, Bond 1, Kailahun 3, Kenema 2, Western Area Rural 1, Western Area Urban 7. Nana today on winner 14. Western Area Urban 7, Western Area Rural 1, Kenema 2, Kailahun 3, and Bond 1. We give you a total. Then shall we say the number of tests we then conduct will be 107. 107, then 14 come positive. 14 come positive by the 107. We get a total, cumulative total now of 735. 735 cumulative total for all the one that we don't test positive na Sierra Leone. The one that we in isolation centers, we test positive presently na 400. Yes, we don't get now 400. We test positive within an isolation center. The one them we don't recover. We don't get cumulative number of 293. For today alone, we get 52 new recoveries. 52 new recoveries now we get for today alone. And I don't know if you be watching because we'll be streaming Naya, where they release 40 people them will recover from jury. 40 people them and then discharge and release from the treatment center where they are. I don't know if we should call it treatment center, since we then say coronavirus not get treatment. But however, they say they can isolate and deal with whatever then they deal with for able for build your immune system for fight against the virus in your body. The number of deaths cumulatively don't go 42. 42, now we don't get now. Today, by that 42 day now 2 new deaths, now we get 2 new deaths, now we get today. The one that already in quarantine, 1,899. 1,899. The one that we don't come out in quarantine, 3,522. 3,522. Make I give you a breakdown. If we want to say, we want to do a breakdown by gender. A breakdown by gender, female 383, male 352. Now the male be the lead, however, the female now don't can lead. I guess now due to we brothers and sisters them we come out Kuwait. Well, make I give you a breakdown by district. Breakdown by district. Bo, 31. Bonth, 14. Bombali, 15. Falaba, 4. Kainlaon, 17. Cambia, the new one then at the league now, 1. Kono, 4. Kenema, 26. Koinadugu, 2. Moyamba, 5. Putloko, 12. Pujeon, 2. Tonkolili, 7. Western Area Rural, 121. Western Area Urban, 474. If you take note, you see Western Area Rural in alone don't pass 120. Western Area, Freetown, that's from Waterloo, the Peninsula, and all those areas. Then safe look, they make big man for this COVID-19 with them brother and a Freetown. Freetown alone, 474 cumulatively though. We give it a total of 735. 735. Now the press briefing today, this Kuwait issue came up. And I don't know who's one first we for listen to. Because we were contacted by the union within Kuwait, the Sierra Leone union within Kuwait, and then give you their own side of this entire saga. They explain, but we don't EOC in a tongue. Want make me, say, them, and they follow world standard. And then they follow. So, they stand by waiting, then say. Yesterday, where we be there, listen, questions then become. And everything, we just say, oh no, nothing, they tested and everything. Then later, political, when Umaru Fofana, he be report, say, he asks question to the EOC boss. And the EOC boss tell and say, then go do a retest. Then go do it in a retest. Because even the ambassador with the Kuwait, Sefno Gladi, if you see one part of the pictures them with the na the screen now, then they na be from the holding center, usai them be hold them before them board. Now they you see and you see usai the ambassador, the address with brothers and with sisters them before they left for go salon. So now they first way you say a retest should be done. And I will go briefly how Umaru Fofana report him na political. He says Sierra Leone for retest deported them we come out Kuwait we test positive for COVID-19. He said the authority then at Salon don't order a COVID-19 retest on 85 people them we then deport from Kuwait on Friday. He says 67 of them people there be test positive for coronavirus on Sunday the 24th. He say we make beaucoup people them raise concern from Freetown and from Kuwait. This now waiting Brigadier Kelly Conte tell Umaru Fofana. He say we don't collect 2 samples from each of all the people them, the 85 people that will come. He say and 2 laboratory go carry out the retest. 2 laboratory go do it in, go carry out the retest. That's now waiting Brigadier Kelly Conte, retired, he tell Umaru Fofana. He also say the country testing regime, not to kalukaluan. He say na vigorous. And the kits then way then they use na salon. He say na among the best kits then usai na the entire world. The kits where they salon na the best na the entire world. He say so, then get vigorous way then they do them. But in glady for make them go do another test on the people them. Because everybody don't they raise concern and some people they wanker with doubt. Now let we go to waiting the ambassador in say. The ambassador say each of them deported there, then be test them na the airport na Kuwait. Then issue them with negative result certificates before they allow them for board the flight. Then test them Musai na the airport. I didn't test them. I will can't get the breakdown of waiting and waiting by the test, the result certificates, waiting and right. The ambassador also say the same protocol now they use for hundreds of Ghanaians and Guineans them, where they also deport. All the 200 Ghanaian them, they all test negative na Accra. After they reach na Ghana, then we do a test on them, then test negative all 200. The Guinean them, they say they quarantine them in one hotel, and it not clear it whether they don't test them on arrival na Conakry. The ambassador also say they all fly direct to Freetown. They no transit no side. So they wonder who side the test positive come out now when they reach na Salon. You dey not so. The testing na the airport, it lasts for 15 minutes. Listen, the testing where they test na Kuwait airport lasts for 15 minutes per person. So, the AOC na Freetown, they say, that kind of testing na rapid testing. And that one day, you know, one look all water. Because it's different from the one where them they do na Freetown. Because the one where they do na Kuwait, where they give them certificate for, na 15 minutes they last for. Salon, they last for 12 hours. Unless if they don't bring a candong now. But the last time they tell we, na been 12 hours. The 67 were test positive, they are among the 100 new case. This na incomot na political. This na the way how Umaru Fofana report them for we. What would I hear Umaru Fofana in your side? Let we listen how Solomon Jamiru in the answer that question the way the question was asked today. Now the status update, the daily status update. Listen to what Solomon Jamiru in say.
And what I would want to say at this point is that, and this is something I just said, I also put out on social media, which Lamrana you have referred to. Yes, as spokesperson for the National COVID-19 Emergency Response Center, our position is that Sierra Leone is using the PCR, the polymerase chain reaction, the PCR, which is the gold standard recommended by the World Health Organization, and the professionals that we have relating with this testing model are some of the finest, some of the best you can talk about anywhere in the world. We believe in the system we are using. If Brigadier Kelly Conte, as the coordinator for the response, has spoken about retest, it might have been an expression of some form of willingness. But the official position of NACOVAC, the National COVID-19 Emergency Response Center, is we believe we are using the right testing method. It's the PCR, as opposed to what may be happening in other places, which is a rapid diagnostic test. And I'm sure Major Dr. Pelema would want to talk about this also. We are using the PCR, and it is the gold standard that has been recommended. And so we rely on our professionals, rely on the figures, the samples obtained, and the analysis done, and the test results that have been communicated. We are standing by those test results, and the necessary protocols around that are triggered. So that is the official position for Sierra Leone at this point, and perhaps Major would wish to speak a little more about our testing model. Thank you very much. And I just want to say this before Harold comes in. This is why I said in my piece on social media that we have to be careful, we have to guard against hasty conclusions. Sierra Leone, yes, we might not be a country as advanced as others, but we have professionals who mean well, people who like their job, people who are devoted, who are dedicated, and we have made sure that as a country we stick to the professional and well-established standards for testing.
We stick to the professional, the well-established standard. When are they waiting? It's in the gold standard in the entire world. If you been feel say Salon de Pacalo Calo today don't land something. So we testing how they do na salon in a gold standard. And you hear what he say then stand by waiting then say. Say these 67 people are positive. Then stand by that. Brigadier Kelly Conte, he say retest, he say maybe na assurance. But then don't tell me today say there is no retest. They're not going to conduct any retest. Then stand by waiting. They don't say they are positive and that's it. Because waiting, the kind of test we then do, na Kuwait, well, na rapid one for 15 minutes. While Sierra Leone, na the gold standard. That one day, Umaru Fofana give na political, this na waiting Solomon Jamiru give. Well, now make we hear from the Sierra Leone Union na Kuwait. Waiting then say about this whole issue. They say with reference to the rumor where they make rounds on social media, where they talk say Sierra Leone and them, where them be pulled come out to Kuwait on the 22nd of May, then test positive for COVID-19 na Salon. Now in that reference day, now in then they write waiting you they can hear soon. Then say the union, that means say the Sierra Leone Union na Kuwait, want for make a comprehensive report on the entire amnesty process in a bid for put the record waiting straight. The amnesty process, you will be the Air Force the year, it will be talked about them. So I believe most people then we don't follow Sierra Network when I go get an understanding of the amnesty process. Fellow Sierra Leoneans, una way de na Omu, una way de abroad. On March 30th, the union, when at the Sierra Leone Union at Kuwait, the executive then be embark on for collect data them from different Sierra Leonean them we wish for benefit from waiting the Kuwait government called Resolution 288 on amnesty. And the one them will be willing, then be give their own detail. And then detail the union be keep them na record and file them through the secretariat. This be happen after the announcement where the Kuwait government be do, where they inform all the residents there, where don't they violate for be inside Kuwait, for make them go full back outside and come out. Then they give them, say, una go, good do, God go to now, so una come out. Where they get instruction from the Sierra Leone embassy within Kuwait about this amnesty, the union say the executive begin for collect details them from that same day to the 26th of April, where the African nation, then including Sierra Leone, they give themselves say yes, they're ready for going at the center for make them go back home. They say during this process, a total of 103 Sierra Leonean them, then be right, then be take record for. Say, then wish for benefit from this amnesty for go back na Salon. However, as part of the criteria for make you qualify first, now for be say you COVID-19 free. You COVID-19 free. Then they tell we say now the first criteria that one day for make you qualify. You for be waiting COVID-19 free. Then they take you temperature within the test, and then do the 85 people them, and then also say they're normal. Then take them in now the amnesty center. While then they wait for dates, we then go choose for make them send them go back na Salon. Only 85 people will benefit from this amnesty. Then spend 1 month na the center. 1 month then they spend na the center. And they say na the Kuwait authority na be they feed them and then be they give them good eat every day. When they be there at this amnesty center, not to Sierra Leone people no more be there, but Sierra Leone be mixed with Ghana and Guinean. And at the same place, now they put them all. And everybody gets in own bed, and the bed them be there 6 feet apart as per WHO directives. Well, we don't begin hearing WHO back now. And they say it go fine for me. They mention say the amnesty center. Then we get nurse there, then we get police officers there, then we get doctors then there. So that if anybody show any kind of sign and symptom, from there, deportia or then people there will be there now this center, then people there go respond to them. On the 22nd of May, then they reach now the Kuwait airport. Remember, they don't end up for waiting for 1 month. But on the 22nd, they reach there. They say they do 3 different kind of tests. The test the way they do, na blood test, temperature checking, then they may scan the entire body. And 85 of them people there become negative. Okay, make I just read na the laboratory request form. Then get name, then get age, then get passport number, then get nationality and everything. But outside more I want to make we focus on. Now outside they say relevant clinical data or provisional diagnosis. What's in the right hand that they say check up for COVID-19. Check up for COVID-19. Specimen and source, blood. Which means say, na blood na then draw for check for COVID-19. Then put the date there. Then put the doctor in stamp there. Investigations required, COVID-19. Then, outside then do the temperature. Then put the temperature, then put statistics. Okay, everybody gets you on, but then say symptom, yes or no, but I know, I then take. Okay, now where you come to, they say the Kuwait Ministry of Health certify that the above passenger, each person gets you on. that the above passenger has completed COVID-19 assessment and was found negative. Passenger is cleared to exit the country. But I make you note here waiting then say, yana then tell you a blood na in the use, and don't ya then tell you the above passenger has completed COVID-19 assessment and was found negative, and passenger is clear for make it travel. Nane na just a simple, make we just understand waiting day. Now the form, the certificate will then go with na salon, na dande na right day. Then make we continue waiting the union say. They say, this now of great importance for make them put down this, for make me you understand, say, all protocols and traveling formalities for the 85 people here from Salon and 57 people from Guinea, then go through them, where then they try for left Kuwait for go na Salon. They say clear say the 85 Sierra Leonean them, the 57 Guinean them, then give them the health certificate. After them blood temperature checking, body scanning and showed negative. Then I waiting I read Naya just now. Representative of the union informed them say the returnee them, we include Guinean and Sierra Leonean them, then supply them face mask and hand gloves. Each one be get face mask and hand gloves before them board the flight. But when they reach na Freetown, they be admitted in a quarantine center and they may conduct tests on the 85 people there. And then one tell we say the test them conduct na Salon, na be swab, when are the mucus and saliva, and also then take the temperature. However, the union go like for inform all Sierra Leonean them at home and abroad, say the 57 Guinean them, we self be Ghost Guinea, of which 5 na Sierra Leonean them, we be travel go Kuwait, we then do that UQA, we then use Guinean passport. Then self yanda, then we do the same swab when the mucus and saliva and also the temperature. And all 57 people them, we then carry on at the hotel for 14 days quarantine while then they monitor them for know their status na Guinea. But they not tell we if they be proved positive or not. So far, they not get any report of any positive case among them 57 people there na Guinea. And so the union want make me and you know, say they not get any. They not get them. Again, they say why the Sierra Leone government is trying. No, they not they try again. No. They need try for do a test, a redo. Then they don't come on the. But now so then say where they try for do the retest and they hope say then go get a better outcome. And they tell thank you to the authorities then at Kuwait and they say long live Sierra Leone, when are the Secretary General of the Sierra Leone Union na Kuwait. This now waiting we get from the Union na Kuwait. We take them from Usai. We take them from Umar Ufofana na Politico. We come out today. We come waiting Jamiru tell we this morning. Then we don't hear waiting the union na Kuwait. What make me and you know? Again, they say the one na Kuwait na rapid test they do. We na 15 minutes. Na that one they take. They explain their own side. And Jamiru back tell we say na gold standard. Na then they use na Salon. Make a call to Usmantoli. Make we hear waiting he get for we. Yes, Usmantoli, you get the platform.
Okay, thank you very much, Triple A, and thanks to everybody for coming today on this program, for listening carefully to some of the analysis that Moga for make today, especially for that of Kuwait. But quickly, just to go over the COVID-19 statistics, to which everything is centered. The results, look good. The way how they assess whether the result is good or bad, and they look at the number of tests. Today, we get only a total of about 107 tests, 107 tests. And we get 14 new cases. 14 new cases. So imagine if this is doubled, like yesterday, we get almost nearly doubled. So hence, we get, and including the Kuwait, the one that will come out Kuwait, so it make the number high. So the result not look good. And don't forget, before we authorities then they relax, then restrictions here, then get a number of tests we then for do. Although they not come to that point yet. But sooner or later, I know say they will come up with that. There are a number of tests we then get for look at. Possibly you get for look at the infection rate, which is influenced by the R. And also, they get for look at the death rate, and today we get 2 people that will die. So that again a cause for concern. So generally, I would say the results look good. Look good. And so far, so good. We don't say the total amount of cumulative tests we don't do since this COVID-19 kind of a country is about 5,337. So we get for be watchful. But that is not the main issue here. The main issue today, I want to look at the Kuwait saga. It's quite sensitive, very, very sensitive. And I will be very honest with Tunam. I therefore be very, very critical by looking at the submissions where the EOC don't make. I looked at the submission where we report Umaru Fofana make. And also, I therefore look at the submission where the union is responsible for initiating people that in Kawan Nasalon. So, for give you a thorough analysis, you therefore look at them from all the 3 perspectives here. I know say it's quite sensitive. I can't talk, but I'm not going to be able to please everybody today. But in real life, we therefore be, honest to ourselves when we do the analysis here. To start with, I get a number of reservations about the credibility of the test we they make na Kuwait. I get a question mark on those tests, and I will tell you now why. Okay, let's start with the document itself, where the union writes. I get a number of statements that we they make from that documentary where I want to look at. And I want them to all look at them very carefully. One statement says, part of the criteria for one to qualify for the April 2020 amnesty includes being COVID-19 free. So as a result, temperature test was conducted. Temperature test was conducted on all 85 returnees, and it shows normal. And they were admitted at the Amnesty Center while waiting for their departure date. That test is insignificant to me. Because, let me be honest with you now, there's a temperature test. The question we will begin to ask yourself, that first one, now they begin to question them, is temperature test quite sufficient for sure say somebody COVID-19 free? Ask yourself that question. They say they just do a temperature test before then they admit them. First of all, for admit you at the Amnesty Center, you get for pass that temperature test. Is that sufficient? That must show say the person is COVID-19 free. So that at the beginning question the credibility of the Kuwait government than COVID-19 test. Yeah? That alone is insignificant when it comes to examining the evidence. Yeah? Again, they said they spent a month before, after that temperature test, they spend a month before then they repatriate them. A month. Think about the time. Yeah? A month. You know, anything can happen within a month. And we all know, let's be honest, we all know how quickly somebody will become infected with COVID-19. Yeah? So, as I say, that first segment of that union letter is insignificant. You don't get no merit here. Yeah? And again, to the point, after that 1 month, they went and take them to the airport. Let's look at it carefully here. Yeah? Upon arriving at the Kuwait International Airport for a departure on the 22nd May, 3 different kinds of tests were conducted on all Africans. Now, the airport there and there, listen carefully. Now, the airport there and there, then tested. And when you look at the exhibit, where you show now your platform, the test was taken on the 22nd of May, on the same day when they depart. Meaning, as soon as they conduct the test, they give them the result, they fly. Again, that is not valid. We know we didn't come here. How can you test somebody within a very short period of time? You know, when we know, I read today, they say UK government, they try to develop a test where it will last for 20 minutes. So that when you fly in the airport, they will test you within 20 minutes, then they get the result, so you will fly. How then people don't develop this thing so quickly? That again, I doubt the credibility of that test. And listen to Umar Fofana very carefully. Umar Fofana say, by your submission, he said 15 minutes per person test. Where is the credibility? Where is the credibility? 15 minutes. And I know, say, we get doctors then at this house. We get Madam Asatu will come very shortly, Dr. Asatu. And I believe, say, Usman or Usfred, he said they are. If I make a mistake, I don't see them will correct me. The whole thing about this sick is this, yeah? This sick, the whole thing is where it makes people and they, make a lot of denial is about being asymptomatic. If you get sick, they know. So when they approach you, you say, well, nothing, not do me. But it's not a guarantee. Then people are there at the airport, they will go up and down, they look well and everything. But it's possible they are carriers of COVID-19. So now they look at least in so many reports coming from the social media today, not left for politicized situation. Not left for the crowd with country down. It doesn't mean anything what the country do is not right. Look at the evidence of what the union right. I know say this is come out from the union when they initiate the program. So they can't be wrong. Yeah? Okay, for taking us further, I continue for look at paragraph 13 of the union's report, and it states it's clear that all 85 Sierra Leoneans and 57 Guineans were given health certificate after their blood test and temperature checking and body scanning show negative. Again, blood test. And I'll stand to be corrected here because I know say we get medical, not to medical policy. I just like an analyst, basically. What are they trying to talk? A blood test. A blood test. I think it's a blood test. I know say they will come help me on this. A blood test, which is antibody test, yeah, it just the help of detect the person who don't already get the virus. Yeah. But I think the test when they do, I think they need a PCR, which is polymerized chain reaction, where I think say it's recommended by them because I read about it today. Where WHO self-recommend and it's widely used. That is one being used. So if some government say that they use them, kudos to them. because I think that is the recommended one being used at the moment. When a swab, and they take a swab, and I think most people in the use, yeah? And then they will tell you if you get infection, they tell you if you get infection, you correct the status of the infection. What are the other one, when are the blood tests, I think they tell you whether they don't get the disease before. So you tell me, they say a blood test inside 15, 20 minutes. How did they analyze this? We have to be careful. We have to be careful. Blood test. And they say temperature checking. Yeah? And body scanning. What is the body scanning? What's the significance what the body scanning get? Than COVID-19. What is the significance of that body scanning? I don't know. What did they look for by body scanning? Yeah? We know, say, there are so many things. You can get temperature, the other thing them. Why don't mean say they're COVID-19? Until a blood test or a swab is taken, then we will prove beyond doubt. Say this person, they get COVID-19. If they look person back now, he well, but he get her. If they see other person sick bad, but he don't get her. So what has body scanning got to do with COVID-19? That again, it's insignificant. The evidence will show. Yeah? Then, I know say people in the express concern over the returnees. They say 57 Guineans then, together with Sierra Leoneans then, we are 85 in number. I think they're all there on the same plane. Correct me if I make a mistake now, yeah. Now they're all loaded on the same plane. Yeah? So the one that will go Guinea, they go meet the authorities then. Then the authorities then, according to that same union letter, yeah, they say they don't get no report. They don't get no information. Simple. That anyone, is test positive. But that doesn't mean no one on the way come out positive by that statement. That shows that there is no official statement will come out from the Guinean authority what shows that people are positive or negative. There is no official statement. And to be honest with you, official reports, they are aware of issues of confidentiality and data protection. Yeah? Not to everything, then they lay for you on a table. The question is, then quarantine them. They don't just left them and disappear in the population like that. They have been quarantined. So let's not test in order for make a decision here. Yeah? We're supposed to, within the 14 days, something will come up. But if you start smacking your government or your authority or your institutions, because here it's like Kuwait versus Sierra Leone versus Guinea or Ghana. Because people are saying all over today, now the media, Guinea, and they don't come up. They are making assumptions. These are assumptions because, to be honest, Guinean authority not come up with anything for say those people, they're negative. And just test them and put in a quarantine. So we have to be careful with some of them, then we statement I want to make. And then we learn enough everything with the crown down the government. I think the government, the spokesperson, they make it quite clear. Yeah? The issue here what I get again is this. Then say, let me call for a retest. But I know why they revised that decision there. Because anybody will go understand. Yeah? You don't do a test, you don't release the result. So then people here, then positive. Then when public, and these are medical matters. These are scientific matters. Yeah? So when the public raise alarm, then you grab back, you say they do a retest. What does that show? It shows that they try to set a precedent that in future, if people challenge the result, you therefore do them. You therefore do them. And you don't want to go that way. You don't want to go down that line. So therefore, I don't see no reason why for a retest. But from what I understand today from EOC, they say the blood test will they take, they not archive them, they keep them. In case tomorrow somebody come up, you challenge them, whether legally or whatever, then go able to show exhibit. I think that's the right thing to do. Because again, if they do another test again, it come out to be negative or come out to be positive or negative, then it will damage their credibility. And the whole thing about this COVID-19 is centered on credibility. Yeah? The more people that believe the process and trust the process, the more likely will they get rid of the virus. Yeah? And the more doubt people will get on this COVID-19, the higher the likely say we're not going to get rid of this virus. So I understand why make them withdraw. Every sensible man will understand why make them withdraw that. Because it says, we don't prove them. We don't do the one that we will first detect, say, this is negative, we will send them back to the lab. Because not say some they come where they show inconclusive, I use that word. It come out inconclusive. So then we send them back na lab, then go do a retest. So then come back later when they can confirm, say, it's indeed positive. So to conclude, dear, now be careful. So long as we don't country, not everything will cry them down. Then self, then get valid, then get valid point when listen to the spokesman. Kuwait, I believe, say to a very large extent, then be just one, get rid of the thing, do the process, and go about. That is my own conclusion here. Because all the statements we read, there is no clear evidence. There is no clear evidence. It's contradictory, to be honest with you. I don't give you the fact. Me not to medical practitioner, but by looking at the statement where they made, especially from the union, it's insignificant. It don't make sense. So now that to market for putting on the table, so I will give chance to the expert then on the field and then make their own contribution. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Usman Toli. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
We are waiting Usman Toli say. I see now the comment section na Facebook. Some people then they go with waiting he say, and some people then no they go with waiting he say. The one they will not they go with waiting he say, they just think he's biased. I just wish we get another word for say, or you tell me your standpoint of view why you feel say in submission not correct. But make a count whose friend. Yes, whose friend. You don't follow this trend on social media and you don't hear wait your lane at table. Waiting you yourself one rub mouth on this particular discussion for a short while, sir. Waiting are you on take?
Okay. Good evening, good morning, afternoon to everyone. Me own experience based on this issue, in particular when this issue from Kuwait, they would have said then therefore repeat them test or some then they discredit the test where they don't do a salon, so on and so forth. Just like quoting brother Usman Toli don't just say so then point the way he just highlights about the methods they would have used, body scan, blood temperature, and then how the official reports and the PCR and so on and so forth. In the first place, we for no salon actually, then we don't get actually this system from after 2014 and 2015, where they may actually get a first type of PCR, they use what they use and find out this very sick, the other bacteria and other virus disease. Because then they also use the PCR in some other form for also even test for tuberculosis. Because now they make them for initially in the day. Now in the TB, what would the World WHO being recommend the TB for let them go ahead for use. But it comes to a point, this same machine then convert them based on the reagents to find out within the virus it contains and for it will know if it is inside person based on the level of infection. They get by what they call by the city value, who at one time they don't talk, where they mention for say the level of the virus in your body. Now it will show how the person is infected or not infected. But coming back to the PCR and the time we don't get now the actual one, will it take up to 6 hours, sometimes 5 hours, depending if the reagents are very good and the light system and the temperature they maintain and well in the lab. Then they actually do that particular test day in a salon because we don't get the machines them time ago. So now based on the changes of the reagent, once like a virus come on, then they give in formula. So now the only good thing that one know more way China been do, they give molecular formula, they spread out to WHO. So WHO get for show the reagents, how you they mix them in a lab. So then test the lab, the reagents, then they in different way they mix them up, so that you go know say you want test for this particular tier or one test for this particular tier. So now so then they. But because Salon, we don't get their machine there, and other West African countries, we don't get them during the outbreak of the Ebola, and it's a virus, and the virus, of course, then they detect within the RNA. The other one they now, when a bacteria in a DNA most of the time, because in get cell, a difference between the virus and the bacteria. Bacteria in get cell. So when they look for something else inside its cell membrane. So now for that, then they use that method they for check for them. But then at the DNA, then I would think they make them up. When they say you DNA by your daddy. But because of the genetic makeup of the virus in an RNA, so when I bring the RNA system now, I did the other type of PCR in the amplify. You get different stage then. Maybe anytime I get time, I'll go over that. But you get different stage the way they undergo. So in they find out what is the type of antigen that the germs where they come with that particular virus day. Now they look for immune status. When how they look for them, then they do what they call a control test. Then they get the one under the control in the day 20 already, then they calibrate them to 20. So between 20 and 40, now then the calibration they go. So when they put the person will get the swab, the person swab will not take when a suspected case or then just one for no. Then they put them together with this one at the control one. Say now 20 specimens and put inside the machine. When they put them inside the machine, the one at the 20 and just they gauge them for sure them how the other one then they go. So as the time they go into different stages, stay that 5 to 6 hours they reach, then they flag up the number they show. If the number come up very quick, it show with a particular color or determinant. Now they left between 21, 22 up to 26. That the person is positive. So if it is above 30 now, 36, now the range, will WHO say, that area there, the person most likely an asymptomatic case then. So then you just get the virus, but you're not very strong for now. So the city value not high. But in a flag straight away, and you know they go any further, if the city value reach 20, you might ask why the number go high. I'd expect the number go higher, now they go be. But now because it get a stronger level of virus, where reach that 20 mark, and the flag. As it pass 20, they wait them. If it's not past, then outside they still left up to that particular time when they don't set them for go, if not 5 hours, then they know this person here immune straight away. You don't even take a long time, the thing don't show. Because again, high level of virus level. So that the two one then when they say the CT value. And if you pass now 36, it go no more. That means it take a longer time. That means in virus not beaucoup. So it go take and get that, so they don't even see anything, so it can prove negative. So now so the CT value when they talk about the virus, what they do inside this PCR, when the type of PCR when are particularly based with the reagents there for the virus. Now so in the work. Now so that in the work. They may actually don't produce another machine because the machine itself, even the PCR, actually a gene expert. But get the other one now where they call on his own back gene expert. Inside the gene expert again, but because now so the company we don't get that name day. And the company will produce them here, they call them CFID. Now they first produce them PCR, yeah. The only thing on other people they make them. Now America is based. So they don't make them machine there. The new one would only at the moment, like how they talk so now, would in a cartridge in the use. In everything they inside this cartridge. But it is very expensive because one cartridge they cost $20. That now one person test, now $20 they cost. So now for they know they use them so much. Instead they use the PCR when the other gene expert will only they take 6 hours in a more of reagents. So that the two different things they then wire. Because today we ask again, which one additional gene expert inside the PCR. But they actually get a separate gene expert we don't make recently for fast enough. But because of the process within the user and the temperature you get for the day, in fact, when you buy them with electricity, you get in your electricity when they generate. That's very expensive. But for now, we get an salon, but it's not being used because of economic problem. But we get the other one at the reagents. Now then they use so far at the moment. So now the two areas then we look a bit this one for clear points. Then when it comes to waiting, then they try to talk about body scanning. They scan X-ray, it cannot detect a virus. Even if people when they say you get cough, they try and the ICU patient initially. They'll just check in test. Let's see we get cough and test day. They know they see anything at all. The X-ray doesn't show a normal vision because the thing is microscopic. The thing where the damage that lungs back is microscopic. So you know they use scanning. If they do a normal just for detect in case not to pneumonia daily. Because the pneumonia you will see. But when the virus will say you will see the virus, it settle or they accumulate a lung, it's very, very difficult to see. The blood ion is out of it so far. Now they Musmantori explains about the antibodies, they get the antigens. But the antibodies, don't they say antibodies, now you show Jamande, white blood cells. But then they in different shapes in the body, they get lymphocytes, they get the type of lymphocyte they born are the one that will be seen in the shape like a amoeba. They say amoeba. It shape it come in beds, it get like a lip like it swallow the jam. One of this antigen there so because the antigen where it can like body, now they go open the mouth for let the antibody then come up. So when they go to the hospital, they check the level of antibodies. When they say let them go do blood test for no type infection. Now I think say as to be mentioned at the other time we talk about erythrocyte sedimentation rate for infection. That the amount of red blood cells there and the white blood cells. If the red blood cells then they sit down quick, that means the white cells don't damage them. So the one that they damage in their body and then they fall down quick inside that test tube. So they know this person here, it gets so particular sick. The white blood cell level don't increase because the animal they don't increase. Just like when you go to a country, you go to a country, see every side see man they all gone. If they see man they work out RPG, AA-45, you're not a stranger. You go doubt and ask, why the security high? It high because they suspect, say, something won't happen. Like I don't do na Pademba road, they don't put something, they will say to the mind the upside now for look inside. They don't increase the security. So you go know say something has gone wrong there before. So the security is high. Then the white blood cells, them when they work on their body. But then one they can do them only for know the level of your infection or your level of antibodies towards a particular disease. So now that side, no more, I feel say antibodies and antigen then can inside. Then the blood test, now they work. But they want they use it only for future reference and for future other things. Then so far so good. Then I know say then if any official report there for come, then we wait for long, we see if now how then why they do them and the other country back then do them. But I know the crisis which not get them, but that one in a fast track. Then likely dog will don't just do all this procedure for confirm say na PCR we use. Now for like we will know that people have then get the virus is positive or not. They can get actually what they can say they can discredit some of them. They get few them who they can say they discredit, the one they can do, but the one they wouldn't call them undeterminate. That if not determine the result, then go see the repeater. Because sometimes they either they lack say the reagents or the temperature at a certain stage, work, so then go see the repeater. But for say the test they wouldn't do the negative or the positive. But if they say the negative for now, we don't release the thing there. I go on for go with them that side. It's a very complicated thing really, but now the only thing I do I go on for advice is nothing we actually well, which they don't do so far. Now just putting that the problem what then they get is still to do with communication. But I don't know where the communication they still lie. You see, when the one person they say this, then later they get for cry and down for say. It's a no more the problem because the communication, if it flow, we don't say once and for exactly the way they come up from the own high authority, let them go, they know what they just they say, or the type of consult or a post which you say before even I talk to the media in case the media can't pressure me. You see, and not all man get experience for talk to the media, how to react to the media, what certain thing happen. You see, most of them sometimes are experienced and they gain normal as this thing they go. But that is the problem what I just realized. Inside this year, we don't cause all this. But my advice is that let everybody understand, say, the disease, it exists with the type of test they would and they do. We really get the well machine, they will get Boku, they even don't bring 4. We already the EOC, the type of toxin, they can't expand them. Just like women don't, what they say, blind man decided not Aristonio, you don't hold the stick. They actually don't get 4. Now about 2 weeks ago, the 4 term for add up to the 17 machine they wouldn't get. The actual machine with a PCR. So then we don't get 17. 14, they don't get another 3. We don't go to 4. We don't go to 17. So then they expand at all. I think the 3, then go there like Freetown, Ilunge, other place there. Then the other district, they expand them. There's some district that would then they far apart. So then in between and go put some then they. But then it depends now to the manpower, would then we would train for go deal with them thing they are. But the only thing I know more. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Usman. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you. Yeah.
Well, there how Usman in try for explaining. Because the main thing now, waiting, I feel say a lot of people want to know. Now the test we then conduct na Kuwait when 15 minutes and a blood then use and Sierra Leone then say na the PCI then they use wise then feel say Kuwait they use the rapid test because in 15 minutes you get a result, you're negative and you carry on at a plane. We get to in-house doctor. Make we hear from him. He go break down the 2 type of tests there for we make we get a proper understanding and he can up multiple with you up multiple. Yes, I said so you get the platform.
Hi, good evening everyone. Happy Memorial Day to those that are celebrating and we still get with military people and we want to acknowledge them in the country and across the globe. Well, in terms of the PCR and the antibodies, both Usman Tolly and Uspred don't really lay down exactly what each test they do. Like the PCR, we say, they can use, not like a nasal swab or oral swab, when they put the Q-tip in your nose or go back behind your throat for get the dandage, just like how Spread say, like the DNA na double stranded, then you get the RNA way be seen out na single stranded, and also now waiting you to see a virus. So now in the RNA, now every virus get a RNA cell. So I mean sometimes we then say this disease or this problem is a genetic factor, meaning you get them because of your family, because then your DNA and things like that. Down in the double stranded. So the RNA basically what it do now like a messenger. It is make it a copy within the DNA, but it can't as a single strand where the DNA are like a double helix, where therefore get for deal with your growth, your functioning, it get every genetic information about you, not a duplicate of within the original piece become. So we then can do the antibody test, we the blood test, we the question here, basically within that they identify for see if you be don't exposed to the virus, if you don't develop any immunity towards this. And, if you recall now, so about 2 or 3 weeks ago, myself been do the antibody test. Even though I don't do the PCR test when I the nasal swab will be negative for COVID-19. But now the job they encourage every employee for let them do antibody test. For see would I really don't become exposed to this virus in the during this COVID-19 time, and for see would I really get some kind of immunity towards it. For me, for example, I will just give an example to inside the work, majority of we become was negative and will not even get any immunity towards, the SARS-CoV-2, when at the S, severe acute respiratory syndrome, coronavirus 2. So we most of not be able, we get somebody being there, we in get immunity towards it. So I'm like to myself, I said, I wish I had immunity. But then I went back and I said, no, actually I did the right thing. I protect myself and I did everything right. So I didn't have it. But like if I become exposed to anybody, we get active disease and I not take the necessary precautions, then I can contract the virus that with it, so, and also one thing we got to understand about, we then do a serology test, we the blood test, we then can do that, and then they look for a few things, and they look for active disease, and then they look for, disease where don't happen and immunity. So if you not get active disease and you become exposed to it, most likely the level they at a certain number where they say this not immunity. Don't take hepatitis B for example. Where you don't get your hepatitis B vaccine, you did build immunity towards it. So when I do the test, it is become above 11 grams per deciliter. So that can still say you immune towards hepatitis B, right? So but when it is less than that, it shows say not immune to it. Then another one, the way they say, then they test for the antibody as well as the antigen. So the antibody are the one where they protect you. The antigen are the one where they cause, where they tell you it's a problem day, right? So the antibodies and they count for first the virus or the bacteria within the system, but most likely the virus now they deal with. So, and for some people, then the viral load, one standard on shows that you get antigen positive. The next step now for do a viral load, where they show how high the viral load is, just like the people that we get HIV. They do the HIV test first, the rapid one where they say they're positive or negative, and then they can only deal with 3 months, for exposure. So let's say if somebody be not exposed to somebody with positive for HIV 3 months ago, then do the test. If they're not being, like if the person they use protection and everything, and now they do the test, they do the results for the previous 3 months. It's not so like if you become exposed yesterday, you do the test. So you therefore wait back 3 months later and do the test for really find out if you're truly negative. So the one that we can become positive, then can go on, then do a different blood test where they say this now you get a PCR for show say the virus then at the body and how high the virus in load day. So based on the viral load, then they give them medication for drop the viral load. So somebody with HIV really controlled, the viral load can go down sometimes and they even detect them. They see the blood say then get HIV antigen positive, but like definitely like they do very well because they take the medication, and when they mention scan, which most likely they need to just do CAT scan. CAT scan in get higher radiation. So most likely now the chest X-ray, then they do just like people that we can get positive TB. testing, like when they do the skin testing. If you recall, we mentioned this now before. You skin test, say positive, but then for rule out, say you not get any infection at your lung, then you can do chest X-ray for make sure, say, you not get any bacteria or things like that. So what they then do, then we just want for know if the patient then we don't expose to COVID-19. And that test they can do. And also for see if their lungs are clear. So make sure they do not get no respiratory illness. Not to everybody they manifest symptoms, as we don't know now. So based on your immune system, you may not present with no symptom whatsoever. So the fever not will come up right away. The fever will probably come, after which body don't fed this virus. I say, it will then, it begin to manifest, it presents with symptoms. So for me on side, I guess, not to the right testing for them be really one for rule out waiting to go on with the people then if don't do that nasal swab where you say that never it can become a rapid test because then get on there it will do like 45 minutes then get on there what do you do because even the influenza when are the PCR influenza what we can do during the flu season it can come back in 15 minutes and also like it's based on sensitivity and specificity, which I think Usred they try to mention with the control group, somebody they don't live with the virus for so long, and then the moment you put the swab, and then put all these different solutions that we need for use, it can show rapidly. Like compared to somebody who it just become exposed, the incubation period probably not just like day one, or day two, compared to COVID-19, they deal with the incubation period of up to 14 days. So when was these people exposed, and all that, it matters. So it could be said that somebody where immune test can negative, not become exposed that long ago, So I came in late in the beginning, but I've been there where you've been almost done. So I just want to know, is there anything specific to any question, about the antibody testing?
Yeah, the main question here, I think you don't break it down. Okay. It's about the test we didn't do Nakuit was negative. But in Ken Salon, where we do your own test in Salon, they are positive. This is what is on the floor. Kuwait did the 15-minute test, like I already explained. Sierra Leone did the PCR test. And then tell we say, the best one, and all those things. Yeah. But Kuwait did 15 minutes rapid and a blood then use, not swab. Exactly. Sierra Leone use swab. So I believe you don't break it down. It's what we get. And people are still questioning, say, because Ghana, people in go Ghana, then test negative, and people in go Guinea, then test negative. So they feel say the people in Bakna Sierra Leone supposed to test negative because then be test them and then test negative. So that's the issue.
Because just, the last time we'll talk about pediatrics, sometimes the SARS-CoV-2, the test can become negative, but patients can present with symptoms. So when they present with symptoms, you got to do the PCR. The PCR, now you got to really tell you waiting to go on, because, after that, then the antibody test can go again, it will just show say then we don't, exposed to them. So we antibodies, then we get like one what they call immunoglobulin, G, immunoglobulin M, immunoglobulin A. So, the way, how we see them and how also, then teach me and for try to memorize them, when you get a G just the name say the virus we don't in our body, but it don't go. Right? When the M positive, when I in the deal with the viral load them, it tells you get really active disease where they make you feel very miserable. So the M now miserable, right? The G now gone. So just some ways of learning, the medical, in the medical field. So that's some people I learned. And I just feel say we for no say the PCR now polymerase chain reaction where we say now enzyme it replicate and it also it create identical DNA, or it work in pairs to make a photocopy of the DNA. So that's not the best test really then for them to do for the people. And I believe say the voting is do not the right thing and do. Because they're negative, I'm not sure why. You know?
All right, thank you very much, Aissatou.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. We hear from a doctor in-house, Aissatou. I know say a lot of people still the question, but I just want to give one or two advice before I open the phone line. It's necessary for make we all raise questions. It's definitely necessary. Eh? If I'm for raise question, legit one. And the good thing is, when you come here, we try to provide answers. We provide answers to them question in the. Now make we they come with people like we come to the COVID-19, we they do our best. Come with people we need for listen to. But however, it's like sometimes we just one believe say whatever would they think is the right one. So even if somebody they try to explain to we for understand, we still they refuse for understand. Because we just feel say waiting we they think na incorrect. And sometimes it's good for make we come and learn from one another. The one them we understand, they don't come. Let's just put Usman Toli aside first. But the one that we did at the field don't come explain to we. If now you first stand this for come here, I want to make you understand this platform. We no get no brown, no envelope from nobody. We no get them. So if you feel say you get another ideology we correct, let me quickly open the phone. But people are on the comment section of Facebook, they attack people them. Eh? I don't think it's right. Everybody gets a right to their own opinion. And this one, not even opinion, now waiting medically correct. Waiting medically correct. Now, the one they're waiting at the medical field. Me, I don't check now. Yes, if you look what in DW Africa say, it say, if you want look intently, it's like the negative what we go and say they test negative for Nagana. It seems as if the Nadis Kuwait negative because they not always say the Ghanaian authority. And I don't go now, they go search now all like Joy FM, Joy Online, and all these others Ghanaian credible online media them. Then no report say these people test positive or negative. But they test negative from Kuwait. Because the way how the DW Africa do them, it's like they test negative and they don't go na their country, na Ghana. The one at Guinea, just like Usman Toli say, we don't see any official. If we get any doubts on this one, trust on this platform, we the talker. We the talker. If we get doubt. Everybody, we don't can give them submission. Nobody not there where you are reading 3 people and first we talk. Nobody not to party picking. We're not here for politics. I don't know, but I'll keep repeating it. I open the phone line. You self get time now for call and make we rub multiple days. Yes, caller, your name and who side you call from, please?
Yeah, Top Man calling from London.
Yes, sir, you get 3 minutes, sir. What's in your contribution?
No, people, wait a want to say people then keep the call like you phone the program regularly. Then he always the lie by you. They say they're not the SLPP, they're not the APC. But if you can constantly the ancestor, you're going to say that they're in one party or not. You know, some people they say they will elect for make Salon make, but kuna false. Because Salon they try small, then thing and within a Salon so most of them things they happen even on the APC. Those of them machine and then after the Ebola, America as well as China help Salon for set up then thing and the people and they do good job. That the correct thing. And even Donald Trump they go announce in America, say then they try for start using 15-minute machine for test. They abandon them because they find out that the machine not they give the end result. They able to give one side when at the blood. And when at the blood, then the thing low, they not go to pick all the virus, so you not go know. So they abandon them. So even in England, we not develop ourselves in England right. Now government is trying to say, well, no offense on thing will go easier for us. So Kuwait go use something in a very cheap, easy access, send Africa, first of all, a degrade and degrade people. Then we also border them, down then they degrade the government. No, that if you not let government says, but if you look waiting right to the state, national interest, this thing, the thing that they do, so not to Salon. No, when they say Salon, not to Sierra Leone directly, they operate all the machine and they. Why we not able to get confidence party in the Chinese and they? When President Bio go open and say, they show the Chinese that they are the most expert by the team. Because they are the people who may help with for develop them. So then you get white people and you get Italian them, you get American them, what they help with it. Not so like I say in Sierra Leone and the whole thing in Sierra Leone. That combination of Sierra Leone and other people we love Sierra Leone, that they do the thing. That the correct thing the government they do. So the test they do is incorrect. This rapid test they do so, all sides of the world they abandon them. Because now one great result they give. So then for just specific purpose and then they use it for. But if you want to know if somebody get the virus, that the correct one Salon they use. And the gold standard. But if you see when people don't eat something, let them keep the negative thought. And I graduate in smart policy. Who for caution, this is a sickness, not to politics. Because today we go meet your own family, self. You rebel. Today you want to tell your own granny, your auntie, your uncle, like go meet. Don't think. I don't know what I'm going to tell no more. Let people left for lie. They're hypocrite. When they will call each other, say no to politics. No, everything are politics. You know, correct? Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much, caller. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Yes, caller, are live on here. Your name and where you call from?
Yeah, I think Brahma. I call from.
Yes, Brahma, you get 3 minutes. What's your contribution?
Yeah, I'll tell you thank you for the opportunity. This particular thing, I go put a straight to the observation I don't make. Because talking like 2 weeks ago, say, or last week, say I will call people in the United States sick no day. The observation will be not make. The people are more what they call. The observation I don't make, I'm not going to be correct all the way. But the few observation, it seems as if just like every other thing at Salon, it politicized. The opponents of this government, majority of them, now they say that and they say they don't believe say this thing. Now they undermine whatever effort to the government to make. Now then mostly, I'm not saying that they 100%, but mostly. And this thing, how come all this QA team, now the same thing back. I talked to a person yesterday, now the same thing, now this government in the blame back. Say the people in there now, they give them paper the whole thing. They tell me before you talk on today, tell me everything, so them there and then test the people and test negative, then give them paper, how them going to turn and test positive. They blame the government. And maybe they tell the person, say you don't blame the government. The government then do the correct thing. And me believe the test what the government to do. So now biggest problem I talked last week. To people how we able for defeat this thing if the people more than the country not believe say this thing. Instead of them believe the government, then they believe the conspiracy theorist them. So now that problem they will get really tough. So thanks very much. I continue for listening.
Thank you very much, Brahma. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, caller, are live on here. Your name and where you call from?
Yeah, this is Mike. I call from Philadelphia.
Yes, Mike, you get the platform.
Yeah, I just want to remind Salon people that, test or no test, if you come out from any other country where you reach Salon, they for quarantine you. It no matter if they test in a Kuwait or if you go test positive in a salon. When you reach salon, they for quarantine you. You know what I mean? If the thing not show up that ending now, then you go inside free to you go spread out. The world go sit down back now and begin complaining. They say, oh, the government not do this. At least then they try small. You know, appreciate what they do. You know, if they not they try, we'll say go talk about them. But let them try. At least let them quarantine people and make sure say they're okay before they bring them into the population. Because the thing already they're free to. You know, if you bring more people and for affect people and back now free to, more problem than they. You know, I mean, contribution. I hope say people in land, man. Let them try to understand. The people that know about medical business, let them appreciate what they learn from there instead of they comment and they complain. You know, if you're not a medical person, just keep quiet. You know, that's not my own comment, not my own contribution.
I thank you very much, Mike. Thank you, sir.
All right.
Yes, caller, they live on air. Name and inside the call from.
Yeah, call Nami Triple.
Yes, sir.
Okay, my brother. Thank you very much. Mina Umar, the call from Los Angeles.
You get 3 minutes, sir.
Yes, sir. You know, AAA, with this, we got to move from play business. This nonsense got to stop. It got to stop. Because if Sierra Leonean, they don't feel safe, they don't fed up with this country, nothing, not the way Sierra Leone go do, we're right, not get denounce the citizenship. Okay. Sinatona and I will sit down, he go now the Scandinavian, he say, no, I'm the American anymore. Okay. But this cry down of Sierra Leone got to stop. This got to stop. Anything when other people do, okay. We then America, when they first begin this testing, then they get a lot of discrepancy to find and test them. A lot of them they come out negative. Unless nobody go meet Donald Trump or go meet the Prime Minister in England, tell us say, what you when a country sucks. When they talk to someone go talk say, well, because we care about salon, people are the way. Because a lot of we get Pekin the Naya, we get West the Naya, we get Man the Naya, some of we even don't bring mama and papa the Naya. So we get family Naya too. Why will not be the raise health and Donald Trump? This is not nonsense. Why anything what Sierra Leone do, even if that the worst country in the world, now they put against salon. Sierra Leone they go ready for talk down on salon. If you feel say you don't pay with salon, nothing on the salon to do, please do yourself a favor. Denounce your citizenship. Okay. We don't need you in a salon. We will want less salon go better. Denounce your citizenship. Thank you. You don't know the corner and watch. Just denounce. You okay? Come to the Leone embassy anywhere. Tell them let them send you paper. They fill the form. Say you don't want to be a Sierra Leonean anymore. It's okay. If it happen, Kinatona don't do them. It's enough already. Enough is enough. This nonsense don't stop with people then. It's enough. Talk about their politics. Now the same thing I'm going to do back where Ebola be there. You understand on the other side, they cry down the APC. Now then we're out on the other side, they cry down because they don't want to let this government succeed with this disease. Who's that nonsense this? If you don't want this country, move. Hand over your passports or denounce. Just tell us you don't want to be a citizen of Salon anymore. It's okay. Thank you very much, my brother.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you. Yes, caller. You're live on air. Your name and where you call from?
Me?
Yes.
Yeah, good evening. Ibrahim the talk. I call from the Netherlands.
You get 3 minutes, sir.
Okay. Concerning this test, people will create, you know, this now, the salon government world the salon government with the people who the diaspora, the world concern, you know. All man they try for to contain this sick here. Around the create people who come or wouldn't contest in positive. The main thing they try for talk no more small. The test they will get na salon. Sometimes mostly na gift na give and give. You understand? Na gift and give. China giving, sometimes the other country they all give then testing day. So we say people will try for testing, they don't know if they work. Because we remember one time we for say the CK me, we the money, we for say me the money European, what the European they mean buy some thing in China, we encounter na the thing and they fail. You understand? Eh? The European they Spain or Netherlands or then says Germany they all return the thing because you know mean the quality they reach into standard. You understand? They return them back. So we salon we know what is we not develop that capable way the we for say we not say then test there they work 100%. Because one thing I'm listening news in America safe, then talk say then test in in America safe, you know, not 100% say it safe in the work. You understand? Eh? If then people are not come out create the long kaya, we know say na difficult what is safe circumstances then they. So if they encourage the people and they don't come, they don't reach na salon, they don't come test and say, what about the people right now who they quit, who they want can salon? Right, and they say they're afraid. They say, hey, now if they don't contest the winner, they say winner negative. Who don't go salon, don't test they say winner positive. Tell me true, the one who left and create right and they go try for can salon again. No go come. So who will tell the government no more? War right now want save life. If they doubt the medicine and the test, let them test on other team. Because we see Tanzania, the president, them talking on the news. They say it take they go test one good with papaya. They not tell the doctor and say then they go test too. But when they go find a positive. They find a good positive, they find the papaya positive. And not a motor man there. So the Chalongo may say them people the test we didn't get, they looked out and small. Let them test the other side. They know say because life, people in life right now, any possible they say this sick he get a man that person then like na death sentence. You understand? Eh? Any possible na my own contribution and it's not take long time.
All right, thank you very much, Ibrahim. Thank you, sir.
Okay, take care, man.
Yeah. Yes, caller, ID live on air. Your name and where you call from?
I'm in Kuroma. I call from the United States.
You get 3 minutes, sir.
Yeah, I'm actually late on the program, but with a little message you get, make adjustment in only to input. AAA, you know, we problem now Sierra Leone, you know, this politics on poorly. And honestly, we can take hack up on the politicians and we really want change in our country. But we just say, you know, not only the politicians have for change. And not just politicians. We problem not to even third party go solve them. Because like if even another third party can come, trust me, then same old politicians and we're not able to get it in and want. Now maybe the previous party then they're gonna go from that third party. As long as we not try to change the way Salon will change. I mean, one colleague in America had told me say now they don't find out say, you know, I don't know how true that information be. They don't know say, you know, maybe 35% of the tested are positive cases. Not to even get any symptoms. Make the alliance then you know say this particular sickness, okay, if ever it don't day, but now you know it don't really come up. The white man say we know about medicine. I mean, it's like up to now they don't even get final fact for this particular sickness. We don't even get final fact. And the other thing, when you want to, you know, don't want to really go on that quarantine. When in quarantine, you don't expect you to say, you know, you get 100% comfort and when you're in the house. We all know Masalon. I mean, we get a common tradition. We didn't say stranger. Everybody can go greeter. Everybody can be in touch with her. Honestly, AAA, I mean, we can talk, say change. But, you know, until we see a linear, down to the delivery of the bomb today, it can't that talk, say, you know, I mean, I need for change. But as long as we get this mindset, it will turn that away. Now, just let me here to say thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Kuroma. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Bye.
Yeah. Yes, caller, ID live on air. Your name and where you call from?
Yes, AAA. I'm in Sheku. I call from Turkey.
Yes, Sheku, you get 3 minutes. What's your contribution?
Yeah, my contribution is that AAA. Honestly, you see, that country, people that are dishonest. People that are so dishonest that they're not like that country. People that then are overseas, they send wrong information to people there. They watch Facebook. The people them, they don't go, they don't test them. About 50 something of them, they say they're affected. Then one guy there, American, then they go and tell them, they get no video call, una no move, no, una no go no side. If they kill, they kill. This incitement, now a big problem, people here. This country, may go a better country there. But people, they know they're not ready for medical country go before. If the people that went at the medical people, them, when they don't come, they don't test to that. The medical person, they don't explain exactly. The sick, where this coronavirus not to see anything. A new virus this week. You not get no symptom. What they don't test una need for listen to them. What they for do? They tell una for do not drum. Well, people that they instigate now, no abide by nothing. Whether if they don't put una not agree, this is a bad thing. So na me contribution that they make people that know say that country they if it better na for we if it well now we say they feel back and pick it. So na me contribution that.
All right, thank you very much, caller. Thank you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes, caller, they live on here. Your name and where you call from?
Yeah, hello, hi, I call from the UK.
You get 3 minutes, sir.
Okay. In regards to this topic where you bring about this Kuwait returnees then, right? Of course, like when they quit, because to the story I read from one of the political newspaper, I don't know if it's alone, where the reports then get about the people who come. It's not like they just go take them from Kuwait and cover them. Then we don't they on standby for about a month. And this is even from the union, the Salon Union na Kuwait as well. Now then get that report the Sierra Leone Union. So if them people are on the end, not so they no more be the way they get other nationalities, they will be in other camp. So the doubting thing here is for me they all return, right? As to what we understand, even the other countries they move people and go. They not get this particular incident we happen as alone. It's very, very doubtful for make some of we go understand exactly what they go on as Sierra Leone. Because fair enough, they get for quarantine them, that's fair enough. But I mean, it raised an eyebrow for make out of 80 something people testing them 67 tested positive. I mean, just sum up, to be honest, and we don't, and even the EOC, if not so then call them, we don't they get out on them as well, wherein there was one time where they say somebody die, where he not die, then put up the count, then in the following day, then put another report, say that person not actually died. So these are the things in where the authority they make, where people they get very much doubts into the whole situation, where they get people in confusing. Of course, when they reach Salon, they get for quarantine them. But if they say maybe the test not Kuwait's wrong, what they do not Kuwait, what's not the guarantee? Given the way they do not Salon safe, right? This is the question what we need to ask ourselves as Sierra Leoneans. We're not crying down Sierra Leone, and we should not cry down Kuwait as well. They're supposed to not put them people there on 14 days quarantine. Fair enough. If now within that 14 days quarantine, then we test them back, okay. But it's very, very suspicious to be not accurate that for me to get 67 altogether, where they test them before they left from airport here, for me they can't alone, then they can't test alone say it positive. So who is right here? Even with authority, we cannot trust them, to be honest. We don't handle this one whole situation. So now that's my own contribution.
Thank you very much, caller. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, caller, they live on here. Your name and where you call from?
Yes, na Black Kuwaiti, they call from Kuwait. Me one can give first-hand information about this whole saga I already
Black
talked about.
Kuwaiti. We miss you the last time we be out with sister and brothers them from
Yes,
Kuwait.
I'm glad.
But
Yes.
now make
Thank you very much.
Waiting you want make we know now.
Okay. Yeah. What I want to put at the table. First of all, I want to tell Mr. Usman Toli, thank you for the analysis we make then. We all, the other one with the England. Yeah, Usman. Tell her thank you for the good work they do with even as a two-back. Because I don't come explain everything. But one thing we as a Sierra Leone we get, we campus salon business, anything we concern about salon, is poor. And I believe say we get qualified doctor in a salon. We might be poor, but we get qualified people in our country. Now just because of things the way they happen. So like I can talk about and who say they become medical from Kuwait. Kuwait now a place, I tell everybody where they listen now. Kuwait now a place where it's shaped. As long as you know to Kuwaiti, certain place then the way you sick, then they care you go there. You know they go there, you are banned. Hospital them. So all of them people here so we them go na salon. So first of all, where this thing happen, Kuwait na a place where there be fear. Take and say this year for come over it go can create a problem to them. So that now make the cow that way they say well all my wedding at this country so we get wedding at the country way illegal. So they find a way for let them go because they don't want to let the place come the COVID-19 it can create a problem at the country because we get a lot of foreigners there within us. So now make them be cowed that particular resolution for let people then go. So for say where the people then go, they no folk then how way then go, then say they do test now. So first of all, the test where they do now, to me that test they are not ever say na a gradual because me no say they want get rid of them for let them go. That for sure. For let policy they talk say now you sick, not to outside the care you go, the hospital there. So I tell people the way they listen because me they inside it. And they tell you so let we accept waiting we own system they do. Let we accept. Now that we for do. Now that are the big everybody rather than for the inside people and say even again I be listening to other forum where they say that they talk to the lady that way they don't go, I'll let them be strike, let them all day under for this and this go helpful. We poor but we get qualified people like look like them people are so they can analyze but the problem. But still we get people and they're so denier, but they believe that it's in America. And then all over, but when it comes to salon, they did, which is very bad. Now I make the thing and they try for create problem in our country. So thank you very much. I been missed the last program, but maybe when you get for count, I know say you
the
get
embassy,
for
yes.
same way come out to me. Yeah, thank you very much.
Black Kuwaiti, thank you.
Yeah.
I will bring come David Vandy, then I will bring come Tony. Yes, David Vandy, what do you get for it today, sir?
Yeah, thank you very much, Tipule. Wonderful program and wonderful contributions. But one thing where I see some people that even when they call into them program there, you can don't take your time for bring people that are go refer to as experts, specialists them at the start of the program, for let them can analyze which one they can for can discourse. Let them can put the book straight. I not think say some of the people that you can come later on, they even listen to them people because if they listen, like where this guy talked just now about Aisatu and Tolly or some two other guy that we talked earlier, Aisatu elaborate, he explain, he broke all thing for we. But one thing I sleep on with people then just not trust two sides and come out because they already get a mindset. Anything we come, they're not salon man not feel to say good thing they come from salon. Everything we come on a salon is bad. Well, me, I can always talk one thing. I say I know say me a good product of Sierra Leone. I don't know about other person, but me, David Vandy. Me a good product of Sierra Leone, me a good ambassador of Sierra Leone. I make this country say for a day, I keep up to my level. Any time I go at the bluff, say me a Sierra Leonean. Because I know say I am good and good things do come out of Sierra Leone. Few days ago, we doctor in a 34 hospital do a surgery on the spinal cord of a COVID-19 patient. When are the first in the history of that happening? Now, salon or sometimes we take and say now West Africa, say for something at the continent. Umar Fofana make that report there and post them. I repost that report. Somebody called me, tell me, they say, I know say people are not going to look them wire because na positive thing. We not even recommend, we not even talk good, but we doctors them at 34 military hospital. We come up and do that kind of a surgery. But then have been bad thing we write about salon or Umar will write about some kind of bad thing, say 50 people don't die. Can you hear the way they are? This thing about this Kuwait incident, I see today, and I see all the negative things, the all man don't begin cost government. If they pull them people here come out Kuwait, Then bring them, come back inside salon. They not test them, then just left it and go to the house. Now then same one back will grab talk to the government irresponsible. So this is not about government irresponsibility. It is about keeping people safe. And me believe say like how Aisatu explain them. The test where then go do back is like me when I'm me. I don't get COVID-19, but I went and did the test. And that test there with that swab there with the doctor right inside you know like how they mean do Governor Kumo. Now that test they now do. My entire family. You understand me, sir? But Salone people, I just don't know why we are so negative. Every day we want to find negative thing because what you do, we not let Kuda in our power. No, that's not the way it should be. When good thing come on, you can't give man. Let us feel proud of where we come from. I'm glad the way somebody been talk say, if you don't want to be Sierra Leone, nobody not force you, denounce your citizenship. But not go lay down and net, you sleep in the morning, the first you remember Barcelona bad. So man, they go lay down and net before they grab in the morning, tell like you don't dream Salone bad. As he grab, the first way they go right on Facebook. Now bad. The first way they go look for can't talk about Salone bad. Every small thing, government is responsible. Every small, when you look at the people, we were then out of Salone. And we wicked past the people that were inside Salone. We wicked to we safe. Because all the lie, all the negativity, now we talk election inside the country we did. We know they did. We're not there at the ground. Somebody tells you they get first-hand information. You in America, now 100,000 people now they can die so. Inside America, now 100,000 people they can die so. If you see a small, 3 months ago, now 11 people no more be don't die. Inside America. 3 months ago from today, now 11 no more be don't die. By the time we're 3 months now, over 100,000. Can you imagine? Today I sit down before television. I see where the number they flip. We've been there 97,600 and something. By the time I turn my face, I turn back, it don't go 98,196. Just that small turn I turn. Beyete been talking on one program yesterday. Abdullah Beyete, former spokesman to President Nkrumah. He say when he did Canada, they say when nothing not be wrong na Salone, no COVID-19 not be send na Salone yet. He say where they go na office, they bluff. That have been the same thing like me. Why I reach na my office na Voice of America? Are they bluff? Are they say me country na one of the countries we not get non-COVID patient yet. Because I feel proud. I feel proud of what the government don't do and what the people they don't do. But you get people that now when they tell the people they say, now lie, then they lie. The next you know, when they tell them, say, let them sit down house, then they stick themselves in the house. Then they sit down house. They know they go cost government. When they tell them, say, nobody know for come on at this state, go to the next state, nobody know they go cost government. When they tell them, say, I don't think I'm a host for March 13, who I come inside Voice of America building. Say they are not going inside it because what you do, government tell me say, I'm not supposed for good. Now for me also I'm supposed for work. But I not grab the go cost government. All time we talk bad thing about country. Somebody do good once we mind don't fix for talk negative. Now negative when we talk. Now the big Salone people. Let we left this negativity. Let we see ourselves as good people. Sierra Leoneans are good people. They just stand like what can America. First time, people that they can America, you not get paper self, you go work. Now we must now kill we inside this country. We hate together and we bad that for we self. Now kill we now. People then they go talk some man go there, they go there a party because of small alala where this person get, they go call immigration panel group. Now then they go back to the immigration and go make reports. We must. That's so we must they kill we. That's so they take kill with people they back inside Salone. Because what you do, they lie to them. Now then they believe. They lie to them and then they believe. How long will they pan this? If good thing cancer for not them for seeing, but they say we test people. Where the people then come inside the country? You all left they let them go to their house. Just like how you say about Ghana. Then nobody know report na Ghana say the government test them. Now the test where they do not Kuwait. Now the negative test now they go inside the country. Fine for them. But we If we're not being tested back, you go, the one then go all go grab back the yala. Hey, them people that don't come home, government not test them, they left them and go inside. Look how people then they die every day in the country. You know, I just feel because Sierra Leone is such a good country, and somebody been talk one thing. He said would they take sin pan the politician? Because any have to wall a politician, But I can tell you, sometimes the politician do not get problem. We the people them, if we not change we attitude towards we country and towards we safe. Now we they destroy we young country, not only politician them, almost politician and they. Now we they put them there. But because of the attitude where we get, now they destroy Salone, not only politician and they destroy Salone. Now the attitude we'll get now they destroy Salone. And some of who still get family, then they will pick in and they. And now they change we. Now make I can tell somebody, some people that get Sierra and get American passports. I say, if you want to go Salone, if you don't go take visa, will not allow you in our country. Because you're not to Sierra Leonean. And I don't know say if they make reports against them, say then are their own country, now say they don't naturalize, then they incite trouble in another country, it can be a problem for them. But people are just so negative about their country. Yeah, they beg Salone people. Let we think positive. Let we think say we come out. It is a good ground. Sierra Leone is such a good place. I can remember during the war when the ECOMOG then left where they don't tell us una fetch done. Una go back to Nigeria. Some of them went and retired and came back to Sierra Leone and can't settle. They came back to Sierra Leone, they can't settle in Salone.
I want only 2 minutes with this talk where you just bring I just want to make you give it 2 minutes of your time, then you can leave free.
Okay. No
today, I asked a question on Facebook. The 25th of May, 1997, waiting we remember. And it goes sad for make people say, you get people we not even know anything about that date today. And make I begin for wonder say, we the lost with history or waiting? Before that, somebody else can come and say, oh, waiting, be happen that day, thunder fire you, because then you want to make people remember back. Are we wiping our history or waiting?
See, people, what you talk so, just make us smile. People really know waiting don't happen at Salone. You see, the generation of today don't even know what is happening. They just look at what happened today. This thing where you talk so about if we not get history, we get history, but we not document with history. And even the truth that when they document, when people then they write books, Sierra Leoneans and they write now. We don't write about the war. This war from 1991 to say the war done, to waiting they happen. But we as Sierra Leoneans, we don't even, I think say the only South Side see Salome they read every day on Facebook. When you write a book, forget them for read, they don't. One guy writes a book, Clouds of a Ghoulish War. That now about the rebel war, when they come on here, and Salome, they work for the DC government. They go to Salone, where the American government send them for go. He write a book. They don't debian Salone government, the institution, Ministry of Information, for let them put this book in the curriculum. Let Peking them read, let them see what may happen so that they will know. Say today, from Timbo in Tem, then they turn from I think from Minkail in Tem, take Kanto Timbo, then they turn. But you see, May 25, 1997, I remember that day. Yes, coming. But a day where I can tell you for free, let God have mercy. Let God have mercy. But I want to believe, say, so then go, we will get to tell the story about May 25.
Oh, dude, just come down when you're done.
I'm coming, let me finish. I will get for we'll get for talk about some of them story there. Not to today. Because them don't do now and program don't done. But one day we will bring and come and we talk because I've been there Pademba Road, now Pademba Road maybe in tap. about 3 houses away from the prisons. That morning, I woke on 98.1. In fact, from the night before, when the phone call and begin come, when the people they don't get on Wellington, from the night before. But like I say, Lord will thank them for that.
Okay, no problem.
Sometimes we go bring and come up and we talk about some people that will be there will talk so that the young one then now they will get a little bit of education as to what be happen. Sometimes some of them hearing what be happen. Then go begin to think twice before they just go on Facebook and write negative thing and spoil their country. Yeah?
All right. Thank you very much, David.
Thank you very much, people. And good job, man. Good job. Keep up the good work.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Bye.
Well, that's now David Vandy, one of the broadcasters them na VOA, and he's a Sierra Leonean. You don't hear waiting and say. You don't hear all of the other callers them waiting and say. But make a call with Tony. Make we hear waiting Tony in get for Lena table per decision. Yes, Tony, you get a platform.
Yeah, I think say mine will not be different than majority of the people that we don't make a call. We are in, we all want Salon for go before. And one thing we go make Salon go before, therefore be with patriotism. I think say a lot of people they more partisans and loyal to themselves or their ideology than they support than the nation as a whole. I see nothing wrong for let people then go and check and they become positive. Therefore, raise a lot of eyebrow. Therefore, go on Facebook. You see even people that way ought to know better. They propagate like I say it's a false thing and whatever. It takes one person. It takes one person among that lot they forget for being positive, and everybody will be positive. Even if the rest, we all know where we go salon. If we meet up in Brussels or we meet up elsewhere, outside you go connect flight for go salon. We all come together straight away. Once you report into we all don't mean good. And these are people we now from Kuwait, they left camp. You understand? They work for different people, different homes. They're not like they were working for just one individual. You understand? It takes one person. And many a times now you notice now, they tend not exhibit the symptoms and signs and way we all know. They think they change every day. You understand? They bring the new restraints and new things, them new even the CDC guidelines that they change. Even now them parts here where we do so. So it's not like wherein they go say, hey, they hold of 60 people and get up. It's possible. There's a possibility of them having it. There's nothing wrong with that. You understand? It's just like whether David Vandy and other people that don't say. You understand? It's all about patriotism. It's all about education. It's about people, the level of perception. We society they suffer today because there is a serious gap in education. It has to do with education. I'm telling you, it has to do about, the illiteracy rates so high in our country that it takes just one person, you understand, and all that go follow because people minds are gullible. You understand? If una don't dey na Kuwait, not say they will check una na Kuwait, una not get them. It's possible say somebody they decides to not make the show. After 14 days, the thing make the show. And una still there with that same person there. It quick for let una get her. So for me, I think the government is right. And the thing we make not for labor on this thing too much. Even if they were negative, they go quarantine for 14 days. Even if they were negative. So it's not like, say, they have couple puts it per week, say this and that, now money finding, this and that, and they say we're positive. No. Even if you guys were negative, they will still keep you guys, they will still quarantine. That's not the norms. When they happen wherever. That Nigerian plane we go 2 weeks ago in Nigeria. They always reach and quarantine them. You understand, eh? So it's not like say just like how other people that they say, Salon get brains. And we work on them party, we prove her. We really prove her. You understand? That's little education where we get now. We Salon education, they drop. Yes, it's true, it's dropping. But you get few people that will stand out. You understand? We stand out. Very intelligent. Sierra Leoneans are intelligent people.
Especially the ones them where they exhibit their potentials, now they're partner the world with it. You understand? It's just politics. Everybody don't talk about. I can tell you many a times that Sierra Leone, there is no decent conversation where politics not coincide. Even with people that are officers, even common conversation, people them go twist them, they go turn them for make it suit their own belief. You understand? We the watching this the president give us prayer, not of like yesterday or yesterday. You get people that way the coin and they can say, no, that's not done, these are not done. No. It's not everything. Yes, because they criticize too much. Let there be that constructive criticism. Bring for put sense in certain things that wouldn't go apply. It takes common sense. You know, we can call it emotional intelligence. People don't forget initiative. They don't forget for reasoning. You know what kind of country do not test tuna. You understand? Me say for there, so I don't test twice, bro. You understand? That one they put inside your nose. But I nearly cry. If you see me, I run water, I reach the house, bro. You understand? I'm not going to say what it. People they do the test today. You know, what we can't say, bro, just the cool they say no more. So many things with educational aspects. Then I get for really armor. Because you get people that will still there, they say, no day. Oh, Corona, no day. Many times like program, you can talk, you can stop people and say, no, we don't want for encouraging kind of dinner. They understand. So somebody then they feed in family them over day. They tell us about that's it, another salon. So all the other people the way the other countries the way they lie. Why salon? You know? So we will support. We not get anything for say no, they not get a man. There is a possibility of them having it. You know that there is not gonna they don't for do no other test again and this and that. After them 14 days, how many days they spend it? They can come and check them back. If they're negative, they're still negative. Or if they're positive or stay positive, then they're still there. If they're negative, then they can go to the house. But that's the norm. We don't suffer too much, so we get to be really be proactive. We get to make sure say some of the deaths they see every day, what they see in a salon every day. Some of we not glad. Some of we not glad. A few months ago, that boy where then post on our Facebook. Oh, too many they don't DC. We go meet up down at DC. People are not glad for lots of people and they die, and any small sick people and they die. There's a whole lot of gap there for field. Yes, we understand that. But things that we take reasoning when a common sense, we say we would think say yes, it's possible say they want to come. One partner said get some the all waiting. Some people in inside flights, the other people they catch the thing. You know what I mean? I just everybody don't say positive things them and whatever would the best. I mean, I just want to steal the show and the labor on that point. Say the government the rights, bro. You know they have rights.
Thank you very much, Tony. Thank you.
Welcome.
That's not Tony Toure Johnson. The phone line don't close. Moana Frederick, they ask. He say if anybody else notice. Say the test result, they show 36.2. If not for one person or if not for all of them. No, that's not for one person. Not one person. That's just one person in your result. We get a lot of people them right now within at the quarantine center in Sierra Leone. We send the result. So we just choose one and we see a sample of waiting and they ask and how then they put them. If you go on our website, snradio.net, you will find the entire results. This is just part of them. Now you see so. Me have the left here, but I just get one or two things for say. And that's they go for we sisters and brothers them, where they now the holding center or the isolation center or supporting center, as Judge Kamara say, na salon right now. There is a video going around where like they're all mixed up, they say they're not agree and this and that. In a compromising situation. Because what they try to say, all of them wouldn't wear face mask, people then they jam body, and all these are the things them where COVID-19 wants for make it go show in ugly head. Let me say, for the sake of una now, where they say una negative. Una negative, right? Okay. But the situation una they put una safe pa right now, compromising. Because even know if somebody there among una we positive, we know to una all come. With all that God go una be the palm. And that one day go make una self situation now can be complicated. If me be in that situation day, first of all, I for take and say, okay, me negative, but all man positive. Because that's how we should take this particular virus. Say everybody else is positive. Everybody. But the way how we go about for do things. Even another video come out today, one quarantine center, but then they claim that the video say they are positive, they say they're positive, police one can arrest them. Like the trauma behind having these people make me the one that say, waiting at the care, waiting at the supportive care mentally, where the NACOVAC, they give people them, waiting at them centers there. The death rate of COVID-19 right now, reach another alarming stage where Ebola be there. So, even though when they tell people and say they're positive, every kind of thing they run at the mind, we go make them act certain way. We read today, 40 people then release them, then discharge them from the Joy Supportive Center or Treatment Center. They release them there. And waiting na be the word where they come out today. The person will be there in charge of them say, yes, we understand how una can behave. We not hold nothing against una. Which is, they know they behave correctly. Because as I say, you get COVID-19, you don't even feel like Ebola. I know say the trauma of Ebola, 9 people and still go it. Because Ebola, then we get that idea, say, as you go through, the kind you go die. Whereas it's different from this one. We don't get up to 290 something. We don't recover. So we just want to encourage the one them way, then identity treatment center them. Please. Na big or the big. Just try, keep you safe from situation them. Because it make you wonder back, how comes they all be the roam around at the compound? How they all be the roam around at the compound? How? We don't hear say Salone, na the PCR test then they do. Kuwait, na the rapid one. I'm still going to try to get 1 or 2 people them from the quarantine center. Make we can talk. Make them understand from a medical standpoint. Because all I think they need, we get communication problem as alone. We really get communication problem. Even this one today, a simple one. We care what people more understand, explain. But people still not get what they explain. And I don't see some of the questions them now Facebook. Tomorrow, if I'm called upon, because I'll be there. I go ask some of them questions I want to ask today. And if the question then get answer, I go come again tomorrow and tell on waiting and say. Because I see somebody comment say, sometimes they where people then go, they can just quarantine them. They know they test them. Why make them people there go, then test them one time? Now we ask them. But again, you really want to know the answer, or you get an answer already? Eh? Now the local thing. Moana Felix, they asked, they say if there is any way where we go able for link this we program to leading radio stations then in Sierra Leone. Where go they? Yes, it's possible, but it will be hard. It could be hard. Because even here, if today they not accuse we say we APC, tomorrow they will accuse we say we SLPP. And most of the station in Salon, then go outside and team up. And we are in the diaspora. And they're not like we. That's the fact. Yeah? Diaspora. Anything from the diaspora, let alone even online. Because as soon as they say online, then they try for, say, there are people where really they do a very good job. Past themselves, they one day where they feel saying a bigger leisure than them big radio stations them. That's alone. But when they say diaspora and online, then just don't take and say, these people there, and then they talk bad. And for Sierra Network, you can't label us. Because every day you don't know how they appear from Jin. You're not going to label we. Because Sierra Leone in heartbeat, it is inside Sierra Network in foundation. We're trying. I'm still trying that. But we were there. We can always try our best for make we educate ourselves. Each one teach one. Which you learn, if you're able to explain to one to the next person, it will be good. So that Salon in better one, it will happen quicker. Sooner in our own generation. We go there back tomorrow. Like I said, I will try to get one or two people from the quarantine center. Make we can talk to them. Make them call their heart, they listen. We say for listen to them fine. Then we explain to them. And just get an understanding. Make we all understand ourselves. But the EOC, the NACOVAC, they need for the talk with one voice. They not go ask retired Brigadier Kelly Conte. He said then they do a retest. They ask the spokesperson. He said they know they do retest. They need for the talk with one voice. Because all land itself know they help. But the time where we get Salon in heartbeat, you go find for we. We go there back tomorrow. Till we meet again. Tripoli say, ta-ta.